So why does there seem to be a push for Malik Willis by the Browns media? Well, if you subscribe to the anyone but your door narrative like I do, then you have your answer. It's literally anyone but your door. Some of the Browns media are trying to double back on Deshaun Watson. These are the same guys that said they didn't want anything to do with Deshaun Watson after his Achilles injury. And he ruptured his Achilles a second time, and they were like, oh, for sure, we don't want to see Deshaun Watson play anymore for the Cleveland Browns. Now they're circling the wagon, and they're like, hey, maybe we should try Deshaun Watson out. This anyone but your door narrative just knows no bounds. But the Malik Willis thing is very interesting because at least Deshaun Watson has been great in the past. He has 3 Pro Bowls. He led the league in passing in 2020. So there's proof of concept. There is zero proof of concept with Malik Willis. What do you have to go on? Malik Willis has been in the league 4 seasons. Sure, he had a good game against the Baltimore Ravens at home under a system that's very quarterback friendly. Matt LaFleur has gotten the most out of Jordan Love. He's gotten the most out of Aaron Rodgers when he was still there. I'm just saying, it's a very friendly system. So I don't know what Malik Willis looks like outside of Green Bay. Well, we kind of know, all right? He was with the Tennessee Titans, and he didn't show a lot of promise. I'm just saying, he didn't show a lot with the Tennessee Titans. So let's pluck somebody that has 6 starts. Let's pay him $20 million per year with a quarterback already on a roster that is going to take up a $80 million cap hit. Tell me how that makes any sense. It's almost like the Cleveland Browns media, they are purposely being dense and obtuse for the sole reason, I believe, I'm starting to piece this together. They want the Cleveland Browns to be bad so that in 2027 they can get their white savior of a quarterback. I mean, I could come to no other conclusion than that because people in the media, Browns media, especially like Jason Lloyd, the Zach Jacksons, the Anthony Limas, guys like that, it seems like they're quite fine with being terrible in 2026 again. They're like, well, I mean, you're going to lose a bunch of games anyways. That's the same thing they've been parading to us the past, I don't know how many years. It's always, oh, the Browns are going to be bad. And they have no faith in anything that they're doing. I have more faith in Andrew Berry than I've ever had before because Andrew Berry is not bound by Paul DePodesta. He's not bound by Kevin Stefanski, who I don't really think is a very good leader of men. And I think that's going to come to fruition with the Falcons. I believe in 3 seasons, the Falcons are going to be like, oh, we made a grave mistake in trusting Kevin Stefanski with this team when we had a leader in place in Raheem Morris. Yeah, back to Malik Willis. Malik Willis, 6 starts. And 6 starts, I mean, he really hasn't done anything super impressive. I think he has like 1,300 yards passing, something like that. And 6 starts, that's like, you know, a little bit over 200 yards. So I don't get this notion that my Cleveland Browns have to keep digging in the bottom of the barrel for quarterbacks. I don't like it. Okay, Shedeur Sanders went 3-4 last year. He went 3-4 last year. I don't see what the harm is with him going into training camp as a QB1. If you bring in Malik Willis, you're essentially saying that you don't want Shedeur Sanders to be a quarterback 1. Because if you're paying a quarterback $20 million over 2 years, on top of Deshaun Watson having an $80 million cap hit, unless you want to eat that, which is way more money than that, it's $80 million to keep Deshaun Watson on the team. So, I mean, he probably not going to go anywhere because you're not going to be able to fill out your roster if you're eating that huge cap hit. So 80 is the cap hit if he's on the team. So I don't really foresee Deshaun Watson going anywhere. So you're going to be paying Deshaun Watson $80 million. So you're going to be paying Malik Willis if you get him $20 million over 2 years, if that's a contract you give out. So you're going to be paying quarterbacks $100 million plus the $1 million that you have for Shedeur for this year. That's another thing. The money aspect of it, the Browns have pinned themselves into a corner where Shedeur Sanders is the best option at quarterback. It's like, He won 3 out of 7 games last year. You could have won more games if you had a better coach. So I don't get why Cleveland media does not want to kick the tires on Shedeur. But I do know. It's anyone but Shedeur. It's a syndrome. It's a sickness. And we have to scur the Browns media from the sickness. But there's no way to do it because most of these guys and gals, if you want to include Mary Kay Cabot into the fold, they've been entrenched in Cleveland Browns media for quite some time. So when they give you narratives, they give you the propaganda, you know, it's incumbent upon us Browns fans to take it with a grain of salt and then give our own opinions about said information, because that's the beauty of social media now. I mean, there are some big pitfalls and downfalls of social media, but one of the great advantages of social media is that people can give their unfiltered opinion, and we don't have to just get information and just take that at face value. You can be like, hey, that doesn't make any sense, and I'm going to question what you're saying. That's the great part about social media in 2026 and going forward, that we can question Browns media, question their motives, question their propaganda. So, I mean, I don't get why Cleveland media is pushing Malik Willis. He has less stars than Shedeur Sanders. And if you're going to go with the quote-unquote veteran on the team, you might as well go with the guy that you're paying $80 million to. So, I mean, I think Shedeur should be QB1 going into training camp because he ended the year as a quarterback. But if they go into camp and Deshaun Watson, he beats them out fair and square, then it is what it is. I think the Shedeurians out there, they will understand. All right, if it's Deshaun Watson, he has proof of concept. He's been a Pro Bowler. He's been a veteran. He's been good in the league. That's acceptable for most Shedeurians. Okay? But if you bring in Malik Willis, it's like you bringing in a guy that has less stars than Shedeur. That don't even make any sense just logically. I don't get it. I don't know why Cleveland media is pushing that so hard. But when you have to fall into the anyone but Shedeur narrative, then it is what it is. All right, KSK Sports rolling out on this beautiful Friday. I mean, it's so beautiful. It's too bad next week is just going to be rainy all week here in NorCal. So I got to enjoy the sunshine today while it lasts. It's supposed to be cloudy tomorrow, and then it's supposed to rain all next week. Crazy. All right, I'm rolling out. Peace.